Denver this year has, for lack of a better term, sucked and shitty, underachieved, disappointing, and you could probably say the season's about to be a failure. But it's okay though, because I have the solution. And I know everyone's going to sit there and say, oh, you're crazy, you're just being delusional, whatever, haha, you think you got the solution, oh, you know more than GMs. Every team can be fixed. We don't like to think they can be fixed, and we almost never admit that every team can be fixed until they're actually fixed. The Miami Dolphins went 1-15, had the number 1 pick in the draft, got Jake Long, and even got Chad Henne, and then immediately turned it around and went 11-5. Now, Chad Pennington started that year that they went 11-5, but that's not the point. So you can turn teams around, right? Like it is a very plausible and possible thing. People just won't ever admit to it until it happens. A lot of people are just reactionary people. They are not like progressively thinking. It's like, well, how do we prevent the situation, or how do we fix the situation? How do you fix Denver? Well, I got 2 really easy things, because Denver is one of those things that it's like, it is a business that is faltering, not failing. They still have a lot of really good pieces. You have Von Miller, you have a young Shane Ray, you have Brandon Marshall, you still have that secondary, which, yes, Talib is older, and he's probably the first to fall off out of that secondary, but you still have a Chris Harris, you still have a Bradley Roby, you still have a Justin Simmons. Darian Stewart is also on the older side of things. Offensively, you still have a Demarius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, Jake Butt's about to come back from injury. You have Jeff Hyman, the tight end you just drafted. AJ Derby's still pretty young. You have Carlos Henderson, the rookie, who's coming back. You just drafted Garrett Bowles. Ronald Leary is still in the prime of his career on a new deal. You have Matt Paradis, who's in the prime of his career. So what do you need to fix Denver? If any of you out there listen to me, or you like anything I'm doing, you probably get some comparisons from a guy that I really like, and that is one Colin Cowherd. And I'm not trying to steal anything from you, Colin, but we both have a very similar belief on a quarterback who is playing really well, even though he's in an underachieving team and an underachieving system, a la Jacoby Brissett. So, what do you do with Mr. Brissett? If you are Denver, and here's the Colts are going to try to do 2 things, right? So they're going to, this thought that they're going to keep Brissett is a joke. They're going to trade him, and they're going to try to trade their draft pick, and that'll give you 6-7 picks to work with, and that'll help rebuild the Colts. If you're Denver, you trade your 2nd round pick this year, and if you need to, even your 2nd round pick next year, and you go acquire yourself Jacoby Brissett. That gives you a franchise caliber quarterback who is 6'4", 230 pounds, I believe is what he's listed at. He's more mobile than people give him credit for, got a really strong arm, and has a better touch, and has playing experience, which is an invaluable thing to have playing experience on this level. Here's another reason why Jacoby Brissett works. John Elway doesn't really want to waste his time with rookie quarterbacks. He doesn't. He doesn't want to waste his time with project quarterbacks. He has Tim Tebow. He has a playoff team. First year general manager. Hey, let's get Tebow out of here. Let's get Peyton Manning. Established. And obviously Peyton Manning is on a whole other big-time, all-time level than Jacoby Brissett. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying for a as a point of reference is the better thing to say. You then have with Jacoby Brissett, your franchise QB. You don't have to worry about getting him. He's basically having his rookie year now, right? And not even his rookie year. You'll get Jacoby Brissett in his 3rd year. He played last year and got to practice with the Patriots. He's got a full year this year under his belt. So by the time he comes in next year, he'll be able to step right in, and he will be a legitimate starting quarterback with experience and playing time, and with all the attributes of a franchise first-round quarterback. So that solves your quarterback situation, which Denver needs a quarterback like no one's business. I'm not blaming Brock. Well, I am blaming Brock Osweiler, but to specifically blame Brock Osweiler for the offense is wrong, because Brock Osweiler and Trevor Siemian have both proven they are not franchise QBs, and I really like Trevor Siemian. He's a great guy. I think he is better than people give him credit for. I think he's in a bad system. Facts of the matter are, though, Siemian, Osweiler, they're not working out. You got to replace them. So you get Jacoby Brissett. You address the quarterback situation. What is Denver's other glaring need that they need to address? The offensive line. Here's what you have with the offensive line. And this is what I think Denver needs to do the next 2 years. And this is all they got to do. And they will immediately put themselves back in the contention for, if not next year, the year after, for Super Bowl. You spend the next 2 drafts, besides whatever second round picks you had to give up to get Brissett, you do nothing but draft offensive linemen. And you make sure you are drafting them early and you are drafting them often. The kid out of, I say kid, I'm not much older than these guys. Mike, I'm going to mess up his name, Mickelberg, whatever his name is, out of Notre Dame. You go when you try to get him, or you get the guy out of Michigan, I believe, has the other big time offensive tackle, who's the big time prospect. You go get one of those guys in the first round, and then third round to seventh round, you are just drafting O lineman after O lineman after O lineman, and you basically let them know it's open competition, except at center. Matt Paradis is our center. We have 2 guard spots, even though I like Ronald Leary. I think you still put his spot up for grabs. You got 2 guard spots, 2 tackle spots, 4 best guys are going to play. Denver needs to be able to go into next year with Jacoby Brissett, Devin Booker at running back, an improved offensive line. And like I said, you get the talent coming back in terms of playing time with Sanders and Thomas. And then you also have the talent coming back in the form of Jake Butt and Carlos Henderson coming off injuries. And Jeff Hireman, who's now finally looks like he's fully healthy. I think he'll get some more playing time during the end of this season and be ready to go start the next season. That's an offense. And this defense has, I've been on record, they got 2 more years. 2 more years to really capitalize on being this all-time great. I could go into more details about how I think Denver's going to be able to flip Aqib Talib and going to be able to trade off another one of their prospects to be able to keep Harris, Robley, and Simmons as far as like a long-term secondary, and also be able to have Marshall, Miller, and Ray on the inside, and Derek Wolfe. And I think they'll have an established defense for 5 to 10 years, but I'm not going to make that bold of a prediction on this video, simply saying how to fix Denver, Jacoby Brissett, improved offensive line, bring that defense back. I like Vance Joseph. I like the talent that they have. You just need to hit on this draft, and you need to get Brissett.